Wednesday, guys. I have the day off of work. It's actually Monday right now because I worked over the weekend today, so I just comped that. Right now I'm enjoying, semi-enjoying. This is the cream ale that I bottled. I believe it's been in the bottle almost 2 months now. As you can see, it's super clear. Not much of a head. I poured this a little while ago. Really not much to speak other than it's still cidery, and it's got like a weird flavor I can't even describe, like almost like a maybe a little bacteria off flavor. It's kind of clovey in a way, but actually it's making it more palatable than it was a while back. So whatever, I'll drink it. I probably have another 30 bottles of this, but we'll just let it age and see how it goes. This week, I didn't really have much to talk about, so I did a hydrometer sample after about 5-6 days of the black IPA. I'll show you that and a sample of it. I'll show you the IPA I did down in the cities. That's all carved and ready to go. I'll give you a taste of that, and then I'll give you a taste of the vanilla porter. That's been in the bottles 2 weeks now. Give you a little sample of that. I moved my black IPA upstairs to about 65-70 degrees. It's done fermenting. I'll leave it there a week, probably a week, and then I'll dry hop it for another week. And I'll be dropping that with Citra and Centennial, I believe, and then cold crashing it. So that's really all I have this week. I'll show you that stuff, and then we'll be back to wrap it up. It's Saturday night. I just got home from work. I actually worked a Saturday night shift this weekend, and I couldn't wait any longer on the black IPA. Its fermentation has really slowed down, so I just thought I'd take a hydrometer sample. Not going to try to zoom it in, but it's surprisingly at 1016, and I'm assuming that it's going to drop down maybe 1 or 2 more points, but really not going to drop down much further. So let me pour this into a glass and tell you how it is. I think my mash temp was a little bit higher than what I had thought, because there were some hot spots. I tried to mix around to the best. In the back it was lower, and then in the front it was higher, and I really don't know why. But so let's pour it out of the test jar and we'll tell you how it tastes. Still a lot of yeast floating around in there. But you can see some light through it. It's not going to be completely black. So I'll tell you, the smell was a little funky out of the carboy, but right now it's smelling like a hoppy porter, and the grain bill was really a porter. So once dry hops obviously go into this, it'll be hoppier smelling. So let's get a quick taste. It's still got some of the astringency I get in all my dark beers, like my porters, and I think that's from the dark malts and my mash pH. I don't have any way to check the mash, but I mean, once there's dry hops in this, that won't be a big deal, because it's supposed to be a black IPA. Let me get one more taste. I mean, right now I'm tasting yeast, obviously. Too much bitterness at this point. Really no hop flavor or aroma, and chocolate is what I'm getting. So, and what I wanted from this black IPA is I wanted something that was, because I've had black IPAs that are real hop forward, and then I've had malt or black IPAs that are kind of malty like a porter but hoppy. The black IPA I had brewed before was hop forward. So I'm hoping with the dry hops it adds some aroma to it, but that it's still got the malty, chocolatey that I'm looking for. So I'll update you guys. This is obviously going to sit in the carboy for another at least a week. and then I will throw it on dry hops for about 5 days and crash cool it. I don't think I'm going to put gelatin in this one because it really, it doesn't matter. And then I'll keg it up. So probably another couple weeks before it's keg. Cheers, guys. All right, guys, this is actually the second time I'm recording this. This is the Lee's IPA I did down in the cities. I recorded the whole thing, and then my phone said it didn't have enough space to save it. So I've obviously had some out of it. So appearance, there is lacing, and on the glass that I used before, my Bell's Hop Slam glass, it literally coated the sides of the glass, and you couldn't even, there was no spaces. This had been recently washed with, dish soap, so that's the thing there. And let me give you a little interesting thing here. This came out tasting almost exactly like Two Hearted, more so than any of the clones, Two Hearted clones I've done. This came out at 6.5%, IBU is 83. Two Hearted is 55 IBUs, so it's way more bitter than Two Hearted. And there's a 7%, so it's less alcohol. If I would have hit my numbers right, it would have been closer. So right now here I'll try to break and show you a picture of mine and then a picture of Two Hearted, and then we'll be back. Let me get a quick aroma. Hopefully I have enough memory here. And the smell is exactly Two Hearted smell. It's fruity, citrusy, and I'm really not, I'm not good at explaining what I'm smelling or tasting, but if you've had Two Hearted, that's exactly what it smells like. It is very, very hoppy aroma. I was worried that the gelatin that I put in this would reduce the hop aroma and flavor, but it has not. And here again, let me show you clarity. I showed you in the last video that I lost, so very clear. It needs a little more carbonation, but I can just turn up the PSI. And again, I mean, look at the head on it is just sticking around, because I had recorded the last video. This has been around for about 10 minutes. Still keeping a cap. Let's go in for a quick flavor. And this is where the beer is a little different than Two Hearted. The flavor, the hop flavor just isn't as much as the Two Hearted. And I'm attributing that a little bit to when I put all the hops in the hop spider. Usually I do the flame out hops outside of the hop spider, and this one I accidentally put them in the hop spider. And then what happens is I end up taking that out and draining it, and you're just really not getting that full steeping. So usually I throw those right in the wort outside of the hop spider. But the flavor follows the nose very well. There's a rich maltiness in it. The most malty IPA I've ever made. But it's very well balanced with the hops. I mean, the hops are obviously more forward, but they do take a back seat. But there's enough maltiness in there that I'm just super happy with it. It's very balanced, very good. This sits in the keg. It's going to get even better and better. I'll be proud to show this one off. Very happy with it, guys. Cheers. Sorry, the video I did before this was a lot better, but I tried to rush through it. Cheers, guys. And one thing I missed with that video that I had explained in the deleted video is I really went hardcore how this was so much like Two Hearted. Why that was interesting is because the hop schedule in this beer was completely different. I have Summit, Chinook, Centennial, and Cascade in there. All C hops, except for the Summit, obviously. So that's kind of the weird thing of why that turned out like Two Hearted so much. And what's really interesting is in the dry hop, it's Centennial and Cascade is what I put in this. And I've read a lot of forums and people claiming that they feel Two Hearted puts Cascade in the dry hop, and they don't tell people that so no one can clone it. Kind of a conspiracy theory, yeah. And I never believed it because all of my Two Hearted clones were solely dry hop with Centennial. But maybe I believe it now because this was 1 ounce Centennial, 1 ounce Cascade, and the aroma is identical. And that's interesting. If anyone has any opinions as to why, I really don't know. I know that Brew Your Own, I think it was Brew Your Own. No, it was in a clone book. They had the recipe is dry hopping with 3.5 ounces Centennial. Uh, I don't know if that would help. I always get a really spicy flavor with Centennial on my dry hops, and the Cascade just rounded it out. So I think in any two-hearted clone I do in the future, it's going to have Centennial and Cascade in the dry hop. Maybe it's just my system. I don't know. If you have any ideas, comment below. But again, guys, closest clone, and I didn't even try. Amazing. And I'm recording this as the last beer review, and I'm starting to feel them, so bear with me. This is the I Have a Dream Porter, and the only reason I really brewed this was because I had extra vanilla beans that I needed to use. So I used those. Again, the OG on that was 1064, and the final gravity was 1016. It's 6.3% ABV. Let's get it poured into a glass. And these have been in the bottle for 2 weeks now. All right, and after 2 weeks, as you can see, fully carbed. We'll see how long this head lasts. And appearances, it's dark. You guys, I mean, to you guys it looks completely black. If I hold it up to a light, I really can't see light through it when I hold it up to a ceiling light, but I know that if I flash a flashlight through it, I can see it. It's clear. Obviously you can't see, but pretty dark. Let's go in for a smell. Very similar to the porter that I had done before. Strong vanilla, but I am getting more of the roasted malts in this, and I'm really just not getting a huge aroma out of that head. And then I really do have a feeling it's going to stick around. You can see some big bubbles in there. Yeah, but on the top, it is very pillowy, small bubbles. That's going to definitely stick around. Let's do the Craig tube. Don't hear much, so I really don't think it's going to go anywhere. Let's get a taste. A lot of vanilla. I'm just not getting those chocolatey, roasty flavors that you should in a porter. And that is the trend that continues in my all grain beers. I mean, it tastes good. You know, I'll drink all these and I won't dump any, but I think it has something to do with my water, or it has something to do with, you know, putting the dark malts into the mash. I know some people add baking soda, I believe, or they cold steep their dark malts, or they add it like halfway through the mash. And the reason I'm saying that is because really all I'm getting from the dark malts is the astringency. So let me get one more taste. Yeah, I mean, it's drinkable. You know, this is not going to win a competition. Head's lasting. You know, I'm not thoroughly impressed. It could be better. I think going forward, I'm going to try to do a porter, a porter or a stout extract, because you don't have to worry about the water so much in that, and see how that goes. But I mean, this will go down. I do have friends up here that rave over this vanilla porter. I mean, they just love it for some reason. It's just not that great for me. But cheers, guys, and I'll keep on trying. All right, guys, so there you have it. Not a very exciting Homebrew Wednesday, but, you know, didn't have much to work with. I thought I'd get one out. I don't know if I'm going to do one next week. I really have no idea what to do. So maybe I'll try to come up with something, or I'll skip a week or two. No real brewing plans in the future right now. I have just too much beer that I need to drink. So I know that the next couple beers I want to do, I might want to try cream ale again. That'll be later, probably towards the summer. I think the next beer I want to try is two actually. One being like a whole garden clone, you know, like a Belgian wit style. And then I want to do a super hopped up IPA. I have a Bell's Hop Slam clone that I found that gets 5 stars on Brewsmith, or Beersmith, sorry. So I might want to try that. So we'll see how that goes. I have to figure out, you know, you have to just, you know, do a bigger boil, bigger volume to account for all the hops. But that might be one brew I'm looking at. So, and then one last thing. My friend Lee that I, you know, went down the cities with, he did his first all grain batch this past weekend. He did a brew in the bag, and he did a rye, I can't remember, maybe a red rye ale, but he hit all his numbers dead on, like perfect to what the recipe was supposed to be. And you know, he did that with a pot on the stove, wrapped it in blankets, and then he did the dunk sparge method where he, you know, dumped it into another pot and of water, and he hit his points perfect. So super proud of that. Trying to get him to do some videos, but he's just not there yet. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a good week. I think I'll get mine out quicker than everyone else, but we'll see you next week, hopefully. And cheers, and go Pack, go.